Hello, hello, it's your boy Kofi Jr. We are here once again. We are live on KA Sports Boxing. It's your favorite Monday show boxing called the Monday Boxing Madness. Welcome, and I get very excited when I sit here to talk about boxing because one of the sports that I love so much. And so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into one of our channels, the KA Media Group, one of our channels, KA Sports Boxing. We really appreciate you for tuning in. And today we're going to dive right into it. We'll be talking about, the thing that have happened in the last week as far as boxing is concerned. We'll be talking about the fight highlights. We'll be talking about the fight schedule, and of course, the big news making the headlines over the last week as far as boxing is concerned. If you're the first time tuning into our channel, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're not following us on Facebook yet, please just hit the follow button to follow us on Facebook. We are live also on Twitter. We are also live on all our affiliate channels, including Instagram as well. So make sure you follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, as well as on YouTube. It's the same name, KA Sports Boxing. Nothing changes. Like it's the way you see it is what you get. So make sure you follow us right on there. So what are the topics that are making news over the weekend? We have Deontay Wilder in the news. You get so excited when we hear of Deontay Wilder because it's the bronze bomber. You can never go wrong with a bronze bomber. Yeah, of course, he's had like a couple of setbacks, but he's trying to write his name back into the sport again. We have him in the news. We have Ryan Garcia and Debbie Henny again in the news. But guess what? His father is the one making the bigger news. Bill Henny. We'll be talking about him also very, very soon. Um, we have the Olympics qualifiers going on in Thailand. I would like to also throw some light on it as well. We have all these in the news, but like as you know, before we take a dig dive into the topics, let's just go for a quick breather, and when we come back, we're going to start talking about it. Just stick and stay. We'll be back with you very soon. All right, so let's start directly from the highlights over the weekend. Um on Saturday, we had like an amazing fight, a rematch that a lot of people have been wanting to see for a very long time. Josh Taylor versus Catterall. We got the opportunity to see the fight, and Catterall got his revenge eventually. It was an amazing fight. They went to 12 rounds of boxing, and the decision or the verdict has to be read out by or the fight had to be decided like on decision, and the after the ring announcer read the results, uh, Bobarum was not like impressed about it, but of course he made his opinion known. But before we talk about that, let's just give it a shine to the man who won in the night. Cathal won the fight, a fight that many people felt like he even won in the first match, but what he wasn't given the victory. But thanks to the rematch, he was able to get his revenge, and he went home. Um, without a title, unfortunately, because if they had given the verdict to him the last time he fought Josh Taylor, he would have gone home with all the titles at the super light heavyweight as at the time that they competed. But yeah, he went home as a winner, feeling fulfilled, getting his revenge over Josh Taylor, like eventually. So a big congratulations to Catherall, who was able to secure like a unanimous decision victory after facing the former undisputed light heavyweight champion Josh Taylor. But it wasn't an easy fight. It wasn't an easy fight. Right from the get go, it was a fight that people might skew a little bit to Josh Taylor. Like Josh Taylor's promoter, Bob Arum, who felt like his boy or his fighter won. But yeah, it's one of those things. Usually, when a fight goes to distance, the verdict is definitely in the hands of a judge or the three judges that sit on the night. And so, unfortunately, he didn't get a victory for himself. I'm talking about the former super light heavyweight, super light light weight, undisputed super lightweight champion. But yeah, that is how the fight ended. Yeah, by a unanimous decision victory. And the verdict, like I said, went to Catherall. He went home the champion, but unfortunately without a title. But after the fight, Cathalls have welcomed an opportunity to fight, Teofimo Lopez for the WBO title. Hopefully that fight can materialize so that we see, or so that Catherall can at least get some fruit of his labor. Because, like I said, the first time that he got to fight Josh Taylor, it was for all the titles in the super light heavyweight title when Josh Taylor was the undisputed champion. But unfortunately, the fight, he didn't get to get the win after he fought him for the first time last year, and this year, yeah, Taylor doesn't have a title at all. So you can imagine he just went in there and then they just battered himself for 12 rounds. I mean, credit to these two fighters because they've given us boxing fans already 24 good rounds of boxing, and I can tell you like for the first fight and then this one, I mean, nothing was um in my opinion, no round was wasted. It was a very good fight, good matchup from the very first round to the 24th round that they fought like on last Saturday night. And many people are even calling for a trilogy, and I think I would like to agree. Both fighters have been able to secure one victory apiece. It would be good if we can get like the trilogy on so that we can see who really is the man or who really is the best of the two fighters. And the judges scored the fight in a very weird manner that even though we agree that Catherall won the fight. We had one of the judges giving it like 117, 111, which was a very bizarre. No, two of the judges agreeing to 113, 117, which is a very bizarre card or scorecard. I think if at most if I would have given Catherall a win, maybe I would have given her two more rounds ahead. Not like the way that it was read out. And if I listen to Tony Bello on the fight and the pundit, I think I agree with him when he said that it could have been the verdict of the last fight, which was playing on the minds of the judges, and based on that, they gave us they let themselves go and they gave the victory to Catherall in a very large margin. But Bob is not one of the persons or one of the people in boxing who always want to make sure that his opinion is heard. Let's listen to what he had to say after the verdict was read at the after the Catherall versus
like
Josh fight.
everybody else. Those scorecards were a disgrace, were an absolute disgrace.
John, Bob Arum just dived right into it. He said that it was an absolute disgrace. Let's hear him once again.
Like everybody else. Those scorecards were a disgrace, were an absolute disgrace.
Well, for this reason, I would love to see a rematch because Bobero feels like it's an absolute disgrace. But like I said, stick and stay with me because there's a lot of things coming in this session. We have Bobarum again in the new session, and so when it comes there, we'll dig and dive directly into that one as well. But congratulations to Cathero because he didn't just win on the night. He also won the heart of his fiancée, who is yet to become his wife. So they'll be tying the knot in, I think, 2 weeks' time. And after the sweet victory, he also gets to walk away home with his fiancée with, like, the good feeling and a good vibe for them to go into their wedding. So big congratulations to the guy here, Cathedral, who's been able to secure a victory, which I think makes him feel very fulfilled. So, yes, that is one of the five highlights that came off from last week. And right from there, we'll be jumping into the camp of Lawrence Okoli. So Lawrence Okoli was in action against Lucas Rosansky. If you remember Rosansky, he was the one who gave Babbage like a beating to win the BBC's or the all news WBC Bridgerweight title. So Okoli was back in action after a very long time. He gave a very perfect performance. It was just he just needed like the first round of boxing to be able to secure his WBC title that you see like wrapped up around his waist. How did he do it? Just go back and just go check out like the tape on Matchroom Boxing and you see how he did it. I mean, yeah, I think he was fantastic. He was brilliant. He was on point when he found or when he saw that Lucas was off balance. He gave it all, or he just went directly, or he went straight into it to make sure that he wasn't going to waste time to secure the victory. So big congratulations to Lawrence Okoli for securing that round one KO against Lucas Rosansky. He did it in a very brilliant and fantastic fashion. Big congratulations to this man right there. Once upon a time, he was in the camp of Matchroom and now works with Ben on the boxer side of things. So yeah, big congratulations to Lawrence Okoli for securing a round one knockout to become the new WBC Breaderweight title champion. What do you make of this victory? Do you think it's high time that he jumps to the to the heavyweight to go compete, or you think he's ready yet? I'll be glad to if you can also share your opinion, like in the comment section. Let me hear what you feel about his victory, and if you think that Lawrence Okoli is ready for the heavyweight division already. Now, after the victory, one fight which is coming on or which is being talked about after Lawrence Okoli's fight or victory is that it's been paired with the South African breaderweight champion or sorry the South African breaderweight competitor Kevin Larena. It's one of the fight that is all it's a fight that the WBC feels like they would like to sanction for him to go compete or to defend his WBC title with. I think it's a very solid opponent and a very competitive fighter that will give boxing fans like another amazing night of boxing. So I'm all for it. I hope we boxing fans get to see this fight, and I think we will both be happy about it. But hey, before that time happens, we just have to celebrate this man, Lawrence Okoli, for getting the job done and doing it in a fantastic manner that he did it. A very solid way to make a statement. Right from there, we jump straight up to the Olympic Games qualifiers happening right now in Bangkok, in Thailand, where 23 tickets are up for grabs for the men, for women, and 28 are up for grabs for men. You know, in Bangkok. It's been very competitive. I've been following a couple of fighters. I think a lot of competitors are in Thailand at the moment trying to qualify. I think if anybody makes it across there, it will be like a huge respect because it's a lot of fighters coming from all across the world. There's not like the one we had in in Europe where the Europeans just went to compete. The one we had in Africa where the only Africans went to compete. For instance, the one in Dakar and the one in America is where this is like all the world coming there to come secure a spot to the Olympic Games happening next year. Sorry, happening somewhere this year in Paris. And so you can imagine like there's a lot of stake. A lot at stake for the fighters on there, which also means that before you'll be able to make it to the top, you would have made or you would have fought a lot, to be able to secure your spot. But yeah, it's Olympic Games. It's a one-time experience, and so I think it will be worth every punch and every moment to be able to secure your spot at the Olympic Games. So good luck to the rest of the fighters, especially the African fighters that are competing. Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa. I mean, every African country is competing and over there. We want to wish send you guys all like a huge good luck, and hopefully you guys can be able to secure some spot to go compete and represent Africa on the international stage in Paris somewhere later this year. So that is it about the Olympic qualifiers, and that brings the end to the boxing highlights section of the show. Stick and stay with me. When I come back, I'll be jumping right into the boxing news. Don't go nowhere. I'm here. All right, now let's jump into the news section. Bob Arum is not happy about what happened at the Taylor versus Cathero fight. He was very pissed at the scoring by the British judges that scored the fight. Like I said, two of the judges agreed that the fight was 117, 113, which was like very outrageous. Of course, even for me, I felt like Cathero won the fight, but the judges, the 113, 117 was too wide. It was too much of a bigger call. So yeah, I mean, I do agree with Bob Arum, but yes, Castro did win the fight, but in the process, the judges made it like took away the way the guy was supposed to like celebrate the victory, because it came in a very controversial manner. Perhaps maybe because the first fight also like was called for Josh in a very controversial manner. They felt like they should reciprocate it for Catherall, but I mean, I don't think it was necessary, and because of that,
Like
Bobarum wasn't
everybody
happy
else,
about it at all.
those
Listen to what.
scorecards were a disgrace, were an absolute. Like everybody else, those scorecards were a disgrace, were an absolute disgrace. And I really feel sorry for Josh. I thought he won the fight.
Yes, those scorecard was an absolute disgrace. I mean, he made his feeling on. Let's hear it for the very last time.
Like everybody else, those scorecards were a disgrace, were an absolute disgrace. And I really feel sorry for Josh. I thought he won the fight.
Yeah, he said he felt like Josh won the fight. That's also very debatable, but of course the scoring wasn't like one of the greatest. I mean, I don't agree to the scoring, but even though I agree that Catherine won the fight, I think 113, 117 was an absolute
Like
disgrace. Just like
everybody else,
Bob Baron was
those
saying, it was an
scorecards were a
absolute disgrace.
disgrace, were an absolute disgrace. And I really feel sorry for Josh. I thought he won the fight.
So what did he say after saying what he said? Babarum further went on to say that he would never bring an American fighter to Britain to come compete in Britain with the judges, or with the British judges sitting like to score the fight. What do you think about it? Do you think it's a fair comment to make, or do you? But to be honest, it's been like a lot of times where British judges score fight this outrageously. So fighters go into the fight or go into the ring, give us like very fantastic fight, and the judges like just takes away the moment of their shine. Because this is a clear indication that Catherine won the fight. Maybe if they have kept it like 2 rounds above, or maybe 1 round above, because there were a couple of times where some of the rounds were very close to call, you know. But yeah, it is what it is, and it is boxing. Sometimes some of these things happen, but we wish that the judges will, score the fight fairly, just like the way boxing fans like see it. And then some of these things and this moment of Bob Barum, erupting about the victory will be less. But big congratulations, like I said, to Catherall for securing the win. He did what he had to do to be able to get the revenge um, that he deserved against Josh Taylor. Now from there, we go right into the camp of the former unified welterweight champion, the camp of Errol Spence. He sent a tweet which has sent boxing fans into like some, I'll say a little bit of worry, because he said that this might be the last time we'll see him in the ring. Of course, if you know what I'm talking about, I mean, the fight has been sanctioned that he'll be jumping into the ring very soon. Sebastian Fondora will be his next opponent, where he'll be competing for Fondora's WBC title. Um, it's a fight that should be coming on very, very soon, I think in October. And so when the fight happens in October, um, or when the fight was announced, boxing fans were excited and happy to see Errol Spence back into the ring again, because he hasn't fought after the defeat against the undisputed welterweight champion in the persons of Terence Crawford. So when the fight was announced that he was going to defend his no, Fondera will be defending his title against Errol Spence, I think boxing fans were excited. But our excitement was cut short, because a few days after, Errol Spence came out with his tweet to say that this may be the last time that we'll be seeing this ring. It's a lot of things happening. Could it be because of the backdoor misunderstanding between him and Derek James, his former trainer, or could it be that he's really really done with boxing? I think time will tell. And sometimes when they get into the ring and then they see and they feel the love that people have for them, or have for him, maybe it would make him change his mind. But until then, this is what the former unified welterweight champion has put out that he might this might be the last time that boxing fans will be seeing him in the ring. And who will he be in the ring with? He'll be fighting with Sylvester Fandora very very soon. in October. So stick and stay. Once everything is confirmed and everything, we'll definitely share the news and the details with you. But so yeah, that is it on the camp or coming in from the camp of Errol Spence. And then we jump right into the camp of Bill Henny. Bill Henny is calling for a lifetime ban for Ryan Garcia after the sample B also tests positive for Australian. You know, one thing that has been in the news, I think, one fight or a post fight that has been in the news after like the fight has been this particular event. The Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight. So we all know what happened. Ryan Garcia went in there, he got a job done, he defeated Devin Haney. He gave him his first loss in his career. And then the fight after the fight, just like every fighter or fighters do, or usually if you sign up to the VADA, samples were taken, and after the sample were taken, they they found out that Ryan Garcia has taken a banned substance, the Ostarin. And then after they tested the B sample, and he also came out that for real he really took out or took some banned substance, which is again the Ostarin. But one person who has not taken the situation lightly since it happened is the father of Devin Haney, which is like Bill Haney. He's been calling for severe punishment to be given to Ryan Garcia after those, results were made known to the public. As for now, what he's calling is that Ryan Garcia be given a lifetime ban for taking the substance that or the banned substance that he took before he faced his son, Devin Haney. What do you think? Do you think it's a fair verdict to be given that Ryan Garcia be banned from boxing for life, or do you think that Bill Haney is just jumping ahead of or is looking for much stricter punishment to be given to Ryan Garcia? But I'll be glad if I could get your comment, and then we can dive into it and then have that comment, like that conversation at another time. But yeah, big news coming in from the camp of Devin Haney, coming in from his father Bill Haney, that they want a lifetime ban for for Ryan Garcia. Would that happen? I think time will tell. All right. Now the last thing we'll be talking about will be the fight schedule. But before that, let's take a breather, and I'll be with you very shortly. Yeah, so this weekend, like the 5 versus 5 comes off live in Saudi Arabia. It's the biggest card to happen again after the Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk card in Saudi Arabia. Now this time, two of the biggest promoters in UK have decided to put up two of their best fighters to come like head to head, to feature on a card in Saudi Arabia. We call it the five Matchroom versus the five Queensberry promotions. Now, the biggest one would definitely be this one, the one between the Deontay Wilder and Zhang Zhang, the Bangman. It's a fight that a lot of people will be looking at because Deontay Wilder wasn't superb in his last fight against Joseph Parker. And Zhang also lost his last fight. So these two fighters are looking to be able to write their name again as heavy contenders in the heavyweight division. And so there's a lot at stake. They'll be looking forward to, be able to secure the win for themselves so that they can write their name back into the heavyweight division again, especially for Deontay Wilder, who's trying to secure a fourth fight with Tyson Fury. Anything short than a win against Zelen Zhang will be very unhealthy for his campaign. And of course, there are also big fight out there for Deontay Wilder in terms of Anthony Joshua. A lot of people still feel like it's a very big fight that should come off um, in I mean, the near future, as soon as possible. So possibly, if he's able to secure a win against Zhang Zhang, then he'll be able to, make that statement known that maybe it's high time that he fights Anthony Joshua. But what does it also mean for Zhang? I mean, Zhang was one of the promising talents, like in the heavy or prospects in the heavyweight division, after securing that big win against Joe Joyce. And unfortunately, he had a setback when he competed in his last fight. And so for him, he'll be also willing to, or he'll be also looking forward to be able to secure the win, to get his name back into the contender, so he can compete for some of the big names. Talk about Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury, Joseph Parker. All these guys are heavy contenders and big contenders in there. Even uh, uh, oh, what's his name? I mean, there are a lot of names in the heavyweight division that if he wins this fight, he will be able to secure big fights with them. And the good thing is that with the Saudis in business now, the heavyweight division has been like very vibrant, like we've never seen before. We've seen a lot of heavyweight fights like eh, more regularly and more actively. So for instance, if you take Deontay Wilder, it was not too long that he was in the ring with Joseph Parker, but now see he's back again. The same with Zhang. It was also like on the same card when Deontay Wilder got defeated and he's back. So the action and the activity is very good. And so hopefully, if he's able to win this fight, then he knows that he'll be guaranteed with some of a fantastic opponent, say Daniel Dubois again, or maybe he can get an opportunity to rewrite his name with uh, uh, Joe Joyce to get his revenge, for instance, or Joseph Parker. So it's an amazing opportunity, or amazing card fight that is coming in Saudi on coming on Saudi Arabia soil this weekend in Saudi. And another fight that people will be looking forward, you know, Daniel Dubois versus Fugovic. It's a very tough fight. It's I don't think anybody would write any of these two fighters like off. It's a very big fight, and so I look forward to seeing how it's going to pay off or it's going to pan out. You know, hopefully we can. The best man wins on the night, but whatever happens, we'll definitely keep an eyes on it and bring or update boxing fans accordingly. We have like Daniel Dubois versus Philip Hergovich on the card. We have the Hamza Shiraz versus Austin Williams in the middleweight. We also have Dimitri Bivol, who will be back to fight Malik Zainad. Actually, this particular fight was supposed to be between Bivol versus Arthur, but unfortunately, Arthur got injured, and so he will not be able to jump into the ring. And so Bivol has been able to secure like another opponent who will be championing, or or I would say a warm up fight sort of, and hopefully um take he will be I'll say like sort of a tune up fight, waiting for that big fight against Arthur when he's fully fit. We have like Nick Ball, who will also be competing against Raymond Ford for the WBA featherweight title, and we have Willie Hutchinson versus Craig Richards fighting in the light heavyweight division. So it's a lot of exciting card. It's an exciting card with a lot of fight on, and hopefully, like the best man will win. But I know, and I feel like you also know that the one that everybody will be looking at to will be the captains, which is this particular man, the captain for the matchroom side, which is like Deontay Wilder, who will be fighting again, facing Zhang Zhang. So yeah, guys, this is it for today. Like I said, we here every Monday morning discussing boxing news. We talk about uh, what's happening in the world of boxing. We talk about the highlights. We also talk about the fight news. We also try to also let you know what's happening in terms of the highlights making the news for the week. It's the Monday Boxing Madness. I do this every Monday So make sure you catch me like next week Monday here again. We're streaming live on Facebook and also live on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please make sure you subscribe before this video ends, and then share this video and tell your friends that hey, there's a new channel here on KA Sports Boxing where they talk and bring you all the live updates in the world of boxing. So they should come in. Also, get the news freshly as it drops, and we'll be here to discuss it with you like every Monday morning. So yeah, thank you for your time. I really appreciate you. I'll catch you next week, God willing, where we'll be discussing another fantastic week. Because like I said, Deontay Wilder is in the news, and the Deontay that we know, if that Deontay turns up in the night will be like very fantastic. So stay with us. God willing, next week we're going to catch you and we'll discuss the news again. But like I said, I'm going to leave you with the words of Bob Arum.
Like everybody else, those scorecards were a disgrace, were an absolute disgrace. And I really feel sorry for John.